Welcome back to this month's Dossier fragrance review. Thank you to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. If you guys remember, not too long ago, I made a video on the one and only perfume that I have ever gatekept from you guys. I show like every single perfume ever that I have, but for whatever reason, there was one perfume that I kept to myself for about a year, and eventually I did tell you guys, and that was Louis Vuitton Attrape-Rêves. One of you guys brought to my attention that Dossier had a freaking recreation of that perfume, and you would not believe how fast I ran to the website. I have it here to review, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I think about it. Is it similar? Is it not? Does it hold to the standards of that perfume? We're gonna talk about all of that today and more. I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fragrances to go through in this video. Before we get into it, if you don't know what Dossier is, they are a super affordable fragrance company that recreates really high-end niche designer perfumes at a fraction of the cost. They pretty much just cut down on the designer brand that's associated with a lot of these extremely high-priced fragrances. And not only do they have perfumes inspired by these high-end luxury fragrances, but they also have candles as well as room diffusers, which I've tried both. I haven't gotten any of their candles or room diffusers in a while, so I think in my next month's video I definitely have to get my hands on some more. But if you want reviews on those, I have made them, and I will link all my previous Dossier content in the description box down below. And I know a lot of people nowadays are pretty much doing the majority of their shopping online, but if you don't like to online shop and you want to just quickly buy these, Walmart now carries Dossier, so definitely go and check your local Walmarts for their selection of Dossier fragrances. If you are an online shopper, Dossier has made that easier for you as well by offering their risk-free program where you can order up to 5 cents at a time. Shipping is always free for 3 bottles or more. You can try out each of those fragrances before making any commitment to them, and you can return any bottles you choose to not keep within 30 days, no questions asked. Not only are all their products super affordable to begin with, especially in comparison to the luxury counterparts, but they're also constantly running sales on the site. And on top of that, they have also kindly provided me with a code for you, which is Xenia10, that will get you an additional 10% off at checkout. So with all of that info out the way, let's get straight into all the perfumes that I got this month. All right, so they are all here behind me. All the boxes that are in this beigey kind of color are Dossier inspired fragrances, and the ones that are in this more orangey color, these are their original creations. So let's just start off with those. I know most of you are probably waiting for the Louis Vuitton inspired perfume, but you're gonna have to wait till the end. I'm saving the best for last. So let's get started with these. When you get your Dossier boxes, they will come like this. You get a little note card in every single one of the boxes with the name of the perfume, a little bit of info about it, notes, all kind of information that you would ever need. And then here is the perfume. So this first one I got, this is called Blooming for You. They have a ton of different collections within their original scents. This particular perfume comes from the Icons collection. Blooming for You is categorized as a floral fragrance, and this one features top notes of pear, blackcurrant, bergamot, grapefruit, middle notes of violet, jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley, rose, and base notes of white musks, patchouli, citrus, and incense. This scent right here is so pretty. It is so stunning. This is definitely the epitome of a springtime fragrance, which we're a little bit of ways away from that, but it's not just floral, it's not heady floral or that really mature aldehyde kind of floral, none of that. There's something juicy, vibrant, I'm guessing coming from all of those berries and the pear that's in the top. I'm obsessed with the dry down of this. It reminds me of a designer perfume that I can't pinpoint right now, but it smells like luxury for sure. This is such a beautiful fragrance for somebody that wants to feel really feminine and ethereal. This is really pretty. Their description for this is that it entrances your senses in bouquet-scented bliss with dewy and petally blooms covered in uplifting and zesty fruits and supporting deep, sensual, and smoky notes. As far as the smoky notes, which I'm normally not a fan of, I don't get actual smoke, but there is something elevating the florals, not taking away from them, not smelling smoky, but just this sexy richness, depth in this that just elevates everything so beautifully. So this one is a straight 10 out of 10. Next one, this one I had to get because of the name. This also comes from the Icons collection, and this one is called Call Me Vanilla. So I think you know why I had to pick this one up. The scent family of this is warm, which is very fitting, and this features top notes of almond, peach, pink pepper, lime, rum, middle notes of jasmine, orange flower, iris, tuberose, and base notes of vanilla, benzoin, tonka bean, musks, and white woods. As you can tell, the notes are creamy, a little bit nutty, obviously tons of sweet, vanilla-y kind of notes. And this one is straight up a warm fragrance. I think with this, you're gonna get a little bit more than just vanilla. It's a pretty complex scent, super rich. Definitely the dry down though, it kind of reminds me of like a Bianco latte, just like delicious gourmand scent. So that's really good. If you want something gourmand, but with an elevated touch to it, you want some richness to it, not just, you know, smells like cupcake type of scent, then Call Me Vanilla is really, really beautiful for that. It says on here, indulge all your vanilla pleasures intermingled with fruity and floral notes. Definitely really sensual and perfect for this time of year. This is going to be so cozy and really nice for like a holiday party or something like that. Definitely a really comforting scent for the winter time for sure. And before I get into the actual inspired fragrances, there is one more that is a Dossier original, but it comes in their beige boxes, which are usually their inspired fragrances. But this one is actually pretty unique to Dossier because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this may be their first collaboration, like with an artist. This one's called Lost Americana. This is in collaboration with MGK, which I don't really follow his music. I know that he's dating or maybe was dating Megan Fox. I don't know. That's kind of all I know about him. Really love the graphic, first of all. This is the first Dossier box that comes with the graphic, and the box itself has a little bit of a different feel. And here is the fragrance. The bottle also itself looks really unique. Now, this is obviously coming from a male rapper, so I had a feeling this would be, I mean, it is advertised as a unisex scent, but I think it's unisex leaning on masculine, which I definitely was anticipating going into this perfume. The scent family of this is earthy. This features top notes of incense, almond, love, that's literally a note in here, pink pepper, middle notes of nutmeg, myrrh, cinnamon, base notes of vetiver, patchouli, suede, vanilla, and chocolate. So a lot of really earthy notes, but also a lot of more delicious notes. We got vanilla, chocolate, cinnamon. From reading all the notes, I'm getting earthy, spicy, warm kind of fragrance vibes. And this says, feel the warmth of a late night, indulge with earthy, spicy, and rich, decadent notes. And I would definitely have to agree with that. As far as what this smells like, it's actually really nice. Now, it's a bit more earthy on the opening than something that I usually personally go for. It's also pretty smoky, suedey. It's giving me an edgy type of vibe, which definitely fits all the vibes of MGK. And if you are somebody that loves more earthy type of scents, something that has a little bit of an edge to it, but it still smells pretty sexy, then this is probably something that would be amazing for you. I feel like this is something that would probably be a little bit more suited best if I give it to my husband. I think he would really enjoy this, and I think it would do really well on him. Personally, it's just not something that fits my vibe. It says, this scent is an after-hours cocktail of allure, energy, and powerful chemistry. Lost Americana hits all the right notes with intoxicating warmth and an enveloping essence. The fragrance opens with a comforting kiss of incense, almond, and a spark of pink pepper. It then unfolds to a heart of nutmeg, myrrh, and cinnamon notes, melting into your skin like a warm embrace. Once settled, the scent translates to a galaxy of earthy and decadent notes. Enjoy a lingering harmony of vetiver, patchouli, suede, vanilla, and a hint of chocolate at the base. Your smoky late night fantasy awaits. I really love that description, and honestly, I kind of would agree with everything, especially with how they describe the whole journey of this scent from when it opens to when it dries down. I agree with all of that, and the more I have this on my skin, it definitely grows on me. I definitely got a little scared when I first smelled this because it's a burst of earthiness, and so I was like, okay, this may not be for me. But the more it stays on your skin, it really warms up on you, literally and also figuratively. So yeah, that's definitely a really unique scent for Dossier. Really cool that they had an opportunity to collaborate with an artist. I feel like it'd be fun to see more of these collaborations and just kind of get a vibe of different artists in perfumes. I think this one definitely captures MGK. I don't know a lot about him. I've seen interviews mainly with Megan Fox because it's Megan Fox. And so from the vibe that I've gotten from him, I think this hits him to its best. And now let's get into the 3 inspired by luxury slash niche designer fragrances. Let me get this one out the way. I kind of got this for my mom because she keeps asking me for a Dossier scent that smells like Coco Mademoiselle because she hasn't had hers in a while. And if you don't know, Dossier has a Coco Mademoiselle inspired fragrance and it's called Woody Oak Moss. It features top notes of bergamot, orange, peach, middle notes of jasmine, rose, patchouli, and base notes of oak moss, vanilla, and vetiver. And I mean, it's Coco Mademoiselle. Like, there's not really much to say. I think we all know at this point what Coco Mademoiselle smells like. I think we've all either had it at some point, our moms had it, or we knew somebody that has worn it. It's an iconic scent and kind of for a reason. I definitely appreciate Coco Mademoiselle. It smells so classy. If you want a perfume that gives classiness, richness, you want to smell like luxury, that is the scent. If you're giving that clean girl vibe and you want a hint of I make $1 million a year, Coco Mademoiselle is going to be your scent. The only thing for me is this has smelled in the past a bit more on the mature side, but I'm not going to lie. I think maybe because I'm growing, I'm maturing, I don't know. I'm definitely warming up to this scent more and just more mature scents in general, which I never thought I would say because I thought I would always just love more, I don't want to say childish scents, but I just like a scent that has like a fun, flirty vibe, and I still do, but I also can appreciate a scent like this because this one particularly is just so iconic and it's luxury in a bottle. If you want a Chanel Coco Mademoiselle fragrance, definitely get Woody Oak Moss from Dossier. This next perfume I got because I was just wanting it back in my collection. I used to have the actual original scent that this is inspired by, but I decluttered it because my husband did not like it, and usually like I wouldn't care. If I like it, I'm wearing the perfume, but he didn't like it so bad to the fact that like if I was in the car with him, he would tell me like I don't like the perfume, and every single time I wear it, he would tell me that. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, if he had on a perfume that I didn't like, I would tell him that also, and he would not wear it anymore. I also just wasn't that in love with this scent anyway. Like if I really loved it and he didn't like it, then I would just be like, okay, you have to suck it up. But because I also wasn't, you know, 1000% in it, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna declutter this. I went on Dossier recently and I saw that they had a freaking Mojave Ghost by Byredo fragrance, and I think this is a new one because I haven't seen it there before. It's called Musky Violet and it features top notes of watermelon, green apple, peach, middle notes of violet leaf, iris rose, jasmine, and base notes of musk, cedarwood, and vetiver. Even though I haven't had Mojave Ghost in a long time, I obviously remember what it smells like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm working with them, I like this more. I don't know if it's maybe because I've grown to the scent because I haven't had it for so long, so I'm like refreshed to the scent, but there's something about this one that I'm just 100% in love with. It's fresh, but from what I remember, the Mojave Ghost that I had years back, I feel like it was a little bit more musky, whereas this one I'm getting a bit more of those fruits and it's a little bit juicier mixed with the really clean musk, and I really love this a lot more. This is one of those fragrances that if you're getting out of the shower and you're going about your day and you want a no fuss fragrance that just smells clean, almost soapy, every day, no fuss, you know, you're not gonna be irritated or irritating other people with your scent. This is that kind of scent. This is the type of scent where you can drown yourself in it and it still won't be overwhelming or annoying or cloying. So I'm really happy to have this back in my collection, and I haven't worn it around my husband yet, but I will when he gets home from work, and I'm gonna test if he still doesn't like this scent profile. We'll see. Maybe his nose has also changed because it's been a few years. I think it's been 3 years since I've had this, so maybe both of our noses have evolved to loving this scent. I really hope so because I'm really loving it, and it would suck if he still didn't love it. So I will report back to you guys what he thinks of that now, but for me, that's a 10 out of 10, and I don't have to go out and buy the $200 or $300 version. And last but not least, we gotta talk about the scent that I have been waiting for all my life. Okay, so I have to update you guys because while I was in Albania this past summer, I actually sold a few of my favorite fragrances to like family and friends that I really wanted them and they couldn't get a hold of them over there. So I just sold them to them there, and then I was like, okay, I'll just use this money to buy them in the States. They can't get them and I can't over here, so no big deal, right? One of the fragrances that I sold was my Louis Vuitton, and it was so hard getting rid of that in that moment. But at that point, we knew we were coming back to the States, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna buy it there, like no big deal. And yeah, so I currently do not own Attrape-Rêves, which is crazy because that was my second bottle of it. I've used it like religiously. It's one of my favorite signature scents, but I currently don't have it because I sold mine and just haven't gotten around to repurchasing it here. So when I found out that Dossier had it on their website, it was meant to be, and I'm like, maybe I can actually even hold off on buying the almost $400 perfume and just save all this money on it. So I was hoping so much for many reasons that this would just give me all the vibes and be like an exact version of it, because that would save me $400. So this is called Woody Lychee. Features pretty much the same notes as the Louis Vuitton one. It has top notes of lychee, rhubarb, raspberry, bergamot, middle notes of rose, violet, magnolia, lily of the valley, and base notes of patchouli, praline, sandalwood, and vanilla. And guys, no BS, not saying this because I'm working with Dossier. I've been working them for a long time, and when I like a fragrance, I tell you guys. When I don't, I tell you guys, and the brand knows that. I've never gotten any sort of feedback from the brand telling me to say specific things about any of their perfumes. We have a mutual understanding that I will be super honest about any perfume that I'm reviewing, and they know that. So when I say this, just know I mean it. This perfume is incredible, and it is Attrape-Rêves. My nose cannot detect much of a difference, especially because I don't have it right now, so unfortunately I can't smell them side by side. But I've been very well acquainted with that perfume for like a year and a half, and I've worn it so much so to the point where I bought that second bottle, so I know what that perfume smells like. And when I tell you I'm gonna choke on it first, this is it. It smells exactly like Attrape-Rêves. If you want it, you can now get it without having to spend $400. This is why I love Dossier, and I hope they recreate every single niche luxury perfume that I've ever wanted so that I can never have to spend that kind of money. If you guys watch the Beauty Industry is Lying to You video, then you know that a lot of products in general, not with perfumes, but like anything, a lot of them are just that price point because of the logo. And although we may love certain luxury brands, at some point you kind of have to admit to yourself that you really are just paying that price point purely because of the logo and what it represents, and not so much about the quality of the item. Because let's be real, I've gotten a lot of luxury and designer products that have fallen apart within like a year, and I still have cheap $20 products or shoes or whatever that have held up 5+, 10+ years. So it's not always price equals quality, let me tell you. I am so happy with this haul from Dossier. Thank you to them for sending all these over and sponsoring today's video. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments and let me know if you've tried any of these or are gonna be trying them. And if you do, come back and let me know in this video what you think about them. I think if you could pick one perfume out of this entire video, get Woody Lychee, especially if you maybe saw my Louis Vuitton video and you wanted to get it, but you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna be crazy like her and spend $400. Well, now you don't have to. And if you do want to buy any of these perfumes, you can use my code XENIA10 to get an additional 10% off of them. So a really great deal on any one of these perfumes. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.